All right, what's up, everybody? I'm here with the Elon Musk of pies. This is my man Lee. What's up, Lee?
Hey, what's up?
We're gonna here, and then we get this one, and then we're 2-2, and then we're here. All right, this is my man Lee. We're in here. My main man has invited us in here. We're gonna go and take a look at the back. Piefee, how did it all start, bro? How did everything get started here?
So the Piefee, we've been doing this bakery for quite a while now, and it's just one day that I chuck a coffee in a custard pie cup, and then I make it into I call it just Piefee.
Piefee.
And then
Perfect.
Just a random idea, and then
rolls off the tongue. Piefee.
Yeah. Piefee. Pie and coffee.
What a man.
Together.
That's why we called this guy the innovator. You've innovated so many things, and that's why I think I saw you and I was like, ooh, this guy, he's the mad professor. He's come up. Is there any other crazy things you've come up with, bro? What's the most craziest thing you've come up with as a baker?
It's actually my spicy prawn is not too bad.
Yeah.
It's just I use my mum home cooking. I put into a pie, so it's combining with our kiwi white sauce with a chili garlic prawn together. Call it spicy prawn, and it just go crazy too.
Yeah. So, what about your octopus one?
Oh, that one also another crazy one.
Yeah.
So it's similar to the spicy prawn, but instead of using the prawn, I use the octopus. And I got the idea from one of my
home cooking, and you just
no, it's just one of my my followers on the Facebook, and they just suggested, why don't you do the octopus pie? Okay.
All right, man. Yeah. I am keen to go. I want to learn all about pies. You're probably going to get sick of hearing my voice, but I want to ask you so many questions.
That's fine.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Okay, sweet.
All right, Lee, you're going to run me through this, eh? Yeah. All right. So what makes a good pastry?
Good pastry? You need a good baker for start with. Oh. Yeah, so it needs times and experience of the bakers to understand the pastry.
So you got to rest it, right? So everything has to rest. Why does it have to rest so much?
If it doesn't rest, it will shrink.
Yeah.
And then it won't pop up properly.
Oh, okay.
So it go up and then it shrink back in.
Yeah. Is there any? So we've got flour. What's our ingredients?
So for the pastry, you got flours and pastry gems and water.
Oh,
and that's it.
That's it.
So you put a tiny of salt as well.
Oh, right.
To help the gluten.
What sets different bakeries apart from each other, like with the pastries?
So if you have a good pastry, for me, when it comes to pie, a good pastry a must. So if you have a good pastry, it will help combine the flavors with the meat, the filling as well. Yeah,
man, I'm looking forward to this.
So for the top pastry, it's need a lot of time. So I have pre-made ones.
Yep.
So this one is just the bottom pastry. We call it short pastry.
Okay.
So it's easy. It just mix up and sheet. That's it, done. Because it doesn't need rising.
Oh, sweet. There we go, and that goes on the bottom of the pie?
At the bottom of the pie.
Yeah.
So this is the bottom of the pie, which is a short pastry.
Yeah.
Same thing, it just got butter, the pastry, margarine, flour, a little bit of water and salt.
All right, man.
That's it.
Show me your skills there, Lee.
Cool.
There we go.
So this one has been mixed, and I'll put in the chiller to chill it, and also let it relax. Yeah, we'll probably give it at least 20 minutes or something.
Okay.
At least, but the more the better. The more the better. So just gonna get it some flowers. Cool. So we're gonna go here. So this is a short pastry. It doesn't need a lot of layer. It's just one layer. So it's really fast to make.
Yo, that's like a big rolling pin now.
Yep. So now we have the pastries.
Man, that's like a big PlayStation, man. Just forward and back.
Pretty simple.
Oh, so these are our tins, right?
This is the tins.
So we'll let that rest.
Relax.
Yeah, or relax.
And then we're just gonna.
And then we're good to go.
With it.
We'll just go over. Ooh.
Just like that. You don't want any tension. Let it
completely
relax. So this is the first knock, just to bring it down a little bit. We want it to be relaxed a bit more again, another 10-15 minutes.
Okay.
And then we give it another knock.
Get another knock.
There you go. So that's it. And then we put our filling and then topping.
Wow.
Cut and then goes to the oven.
So let's talk about steak and cheese. Well, steak. Well, steak and cheese is that thing is it's the staple in every bakery. Yeah. Needs to have a good steak and cheese. Mm-hmm. What's a good steak, like 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 gravy? How do you do it with yours?
Okay, so the gravy not too runny.
Yeah.
First of all, we don't want it too runny. We have a good full flavors, and for the steak, we want it to be a big chunk of steak.
Yeah.
And then just not like little pieces of meat.
Yeah.
So a big chunk.
So you want a big one. How many pieces of steak do you reckon should be in each one?
So ideally, I would just try to full it up. So at least 60 to 70% of meat for me.
That's very good. You know, like on our one, we always say, 2 bites, you should at least have just some meat. It doesn't have to be a big steak, but it needs to have something in there, eh? What about this jelly stuff? Like, you know, sometimes there's, you'll get a pie and it's very gelatin.
So the gelatin, I think, is from the thickness. So they use corn flour water to thick the gravy.
Yep.
But if they didn't melt, melt the water with the cornstarch properly, it will become like a little stone, and then that stone will become like a jelly.
Yeah.
So I think it's from the thickener.
They use that to the thickener for the gravy, so it doesn't just pour out.
Yeah.
It's a very, very balanced right in the middle, where you got to find it.
If you put too much thickers as well, like it become like sticky.
Yeah.
So that we don't want that as well. So you gotta balance it out between runny and too thick.
Yeah. I don't know what you use, but like, what kind of steak is the go-to with pies?
So what kind of steak? To be honest, I don't know what kind of steak. I just tell my butchers, because I got pre-diced from my butchers, and I say I want a good diced steak for my pies, and let him do his job.
Sort it out, yeah.
So I want it to be like tender and stay chunk.
And then what about cheese?
Cheese, for me, I use tasty cheese because it's tasty.
That's why they call it tasty, eh?
Yeah, it costs more, but we gotta have a good tasty cheese to taste good. So let's bring in the steak. So probably want about 6 pieces.
6 pieces?
Steak. Yeah.
What time do you have to get up?
I have to get up around 4 o'clock. So I get to the shop about 5 or 6 o'clock. If you don't spread it around, the steak just stay in one side. When they bite, there's no meat. So ideally, we want to spread it like a flat sheet of steak.
Yeah.
So every bite has a steak.
Yep. Cheese?
That's fine. Yeah, we got the cheese, and then we top it up, and it becomes steak and cheese.
There we go. Look at that.
Bring it. That's fine. Yeah.
And
it's not just the tasty cheese that make the pie tasty. It's a lot in the pastry efforts as well. So about that much of cheese, it should be enough. If you too much, it's gonna overpower the steak as well. And also because we have the flavor from the pastry as well.
Yep.
And so we gotta make sure we balance out all the flavors. Yeah, and then we're just gonna cover it up.
And then
Close it up.
So
we're gonna.
Do we do it the same one or the different one? Different pastry.
Different pastry.
Okay.
So the one that goes to the top is the puff pastry.
Puff pastry, and this bottom ones. Yeah.
Take ages to make.
Thank you so much, man. This is so interesting for me, Lee. I learned everything about steak and cheeses, and I know that we've got to put the pastry on, but it's looking great, mate.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. But you know what, mate? Like, the real reason I'm here, Lee, is I have an idea. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think I can make you a lot of money with this idea. Okay. All right. And this idea, what I'm thinking is that we